Afternoon, Joe. Let's first start with the news about Bergkamp. Obviously sad news that she had to announce her retirement at just 28. How gutted are you that we never got to see the best of her in an Arsenal shirt?
Yeah, look, it's really disappointing. She was an amazing character, an amazing person to have around. Unfortunately, we didn't see the best of her as a footballer. It was very, very sad. It was just a situation that happened pretty much after we signed her in Germany. She got injured playing for Potsdam. We'd signed her, and then she got injured playing for Potsdam. And lo and behold, we just couldn't get her right. But the most important thing is that we experienced an amazing person at Arsenal. She had a great effect on the group. And as I said in a couple of statements, this was something that her health and her ability to be able to do things for the rest of her life took over, and it's more important than football. These are one of those emotional ones which is more important than football.
Have you spoken to her since she made the decision? Is she okay about it?
Yeah, she's getting on really well, and it was a tough one. We pushed it as far as we could, and the realization was that that degeneration in the knee was just never going to get any better, and it was more important that she lives a healthy life for the rest of her life and able to do what she wants to do, and do that physically in a good way. And unfortunately, football has to push aside or move aside.
We'll move on to Chelsea in a moment, just because you've got this quarter-final against Reading tonight. This was the first trophy that you won at the club. So how important is the Continental Cup to you?
I love it. I love what it represents. From a holistic point of view, in terms of the year, it gives us a good group game scenario, which we don't get a lot of in cup tournaments. In women's football. So it gives us the group game scenarios at the start of the year, and it gives us games where we can experiment and try and see. And it is a special tournament because obviously it was the first tournament I won, or the first trophy I won here at the club. Like I reiterate, in every game that we play, when we put the Arsenal shirt on, it's important that every tournament that we compete in, we represent it in the best way possible, and we take every tournament seriously.
Jordan Nobbs and Kim Little could both make their 200th appearance for Arsenal tonight. This is your third season, I believe, working with them in North London. Just how much do they embody the Arsenal values?
You probably see it on the park. I see it off the park. I see the way they set the standards high, keep the standards high, keep the values high, and that to me is the most important thing. Their character is what Arsenal's all about. That ability to be selfless, to be part of a group that wants to work for each other, and they just keep the standards high. And what I love about them is that they come here with a smile on their face and want to represent the club in the best way possible.
Final one from me to take us on to Chelsea. They're actually the only team to have beaten your team this season. What did you learn from that defeat in October?
Yeah, we have to continue at our rhythm, at our tempo, at our style for 90 minutes. We can't afford to drop. They're a team that's very quick in transition and a very direct. We lost our way a little bit in the second half, and we just need continuity. We need to make sure that we start well and we finish well, and I'm sure that we'll be competitive and make sure that we get the best out of the game.
Hi Joe, Amory from Sky Sports News. Can you give us an update in terms of the team? Who are you looking at for this match against Chelsea?
In terms of the starting lineup? Look, I mean, we'll have a look at how the situation finishes after tonight's game. Obviously, we are trying to obviously rotate and look at load management, but not load management for just this week, but an accumulation of load going into February and March. So yeah, I mean, the beauty of the squad that we've got is that whatever starting 11 we put out there, we believe that it's going to be very, very competitive and represent the club in the right way. So it's a difficult question to answer in all truth, but we'll see how some of the players pull up after tonight.
Any injury concerns of the squad at the moment?
No, apart from the ones that you know, which Jen Beattie, we're just giving her a little bit more time, and Katrine Vieira. We're in a good position from a squad scenario to give them a little bit more time that they need. They're ready to go, but we just felt that maybe give them another 1 or 2 games and get them 100% right, and we'll go from there.
Brilliant. It was announced last night that the match has sold out against Chelsea. What was your reaction when you heard the news?
It's fantastic. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity to showcase women's football, but football. We're going to see 90 minutes on Sunday of some of the world's best players on showcase, and to have them in our backyard, to have them here in the UK, and beamed all over the world. I think it's an amazing opportunity for the game to really take the next step. And congratulations to everyone for an amazing event.
It is extremely tight at the top of the WSL table. I think it's a few points between the three of you, Arsenal, and Man City and Chelsea. Is this how tough it gets, especially with the Champions League spaces up for grabs? Yeah,
well, this is what we want. We want competitive games every week. We want high-level football every week, and that's what we train for. That's what we're here for. So, the more competitive the games, the more the standard is of a high level. Then we bring it on. We want more of these games.
As mentioned, Chelsea is the only team within the WSL that has managed to get a win over Arsenal. How are you preparing your players to get that right mindset ready for the game?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a mindset of continuity. It's a mindset of playing the 90 minutes. It's a mindset of that we can't relax for any period of that game. So we'll work to our high tempo. We'll work to the tempo that we believe is going to give us the standard for us to get the result on Sunday. And looking tactically, we need to be smart. We need to be intelligent, both in the phase of attacking and the phase of defending. And we'll make sure that we're prepared for that through the work we've done now and during the year, and obviously leading up into the game.
Finally, a non-football question. Of course, we've seen the tragic events unfold in Australia with the bushfires, and you put out a video encouraging people to make donations. We've had tennis players with the Rally for Relief at the Australian Open yesterday. How heartening is it to see the people around the world, and particularly in this country, getting the support of the Australians given this tragic crisis?
It is a tragic situation. It's something that's, having grown up in Australia, it's a commonplace every summer. Very little surface water. The heat, our fauna is very, very combustible. So it's a situation where, unfortunately, communities are ripped apart. But my heart goes out to all the people that have suffered from the situation, and I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about the community feel of the the firefighters, the volunteers, the worldwide support that has been given, and every little bit helps, as I said, and it's just great to see everyone coming together to help.
Joe, we spoke at Spurs about the possibility of Arsenal hosting a women's game at the Emirates, and you said, well, let's sell out Boreham Wood first. Yep. It's sold out. What do you think should happen now?
Fantastic. We need a couple more though. One or two, and I think we can then start to send a message to play in the bigger stadiums. But look, it's a one-off situation. We need it to be more consistent. We need it to be a week-to-week scenario.
Would you be happy with that, with a double header or a standalone game at the Emirates?
Look, I think double headers have sort of a double-edged sword scenario. Double header. Yeah, all right, people are coming because the men are playing after, or the main team's playing after. Is it real? I would like to think that we can do it on our own and do it in a way where we stand alone as a game.
Absolutely. Just one more for me. Just in terms of the bushfires, obviously you spoke very movingly about it. Have you had any personal experience? Have you got friends and family who've been affected?
I haven't had any personal experience, but they are very close to Melbourne. The air quality there at the moment is abominable. I'm speaking to my family every day, and there is a real struggle there at the moment. It's really up to everyone to make sure that we prevent these things going forward again.
Joe, on the sellout, would you agree that it's perhaps more impressive in many ways to sell out at Boreham Wood than perhaps some of these 20,000-30,000 crowds that we've seen at much bigger stadiums in the league this season?
Yeah, if we sell out a 40,000-seater stadium, that will look impressive too, no? But Boreham Wood is... I keep on saying it. We love playing there. It's our little home. We know the scale. We know the size of it. We feel comfortable there, and any big competitive game, we're happy to play it at Boreham Wood. But it'll look fantastic.
Where do you see the game against Chelsea being decided on the pitch in terms of the match-up against Hayes' team?
It's a good question. Look, I think I can only comment on us. We're a team that wants the ball, that wants to keep the ball, and if we have the opportunity to get comfortable playing the way we want to play, I'm sure we'll find the spaces to exploit them in the areas that we think we can.
I know when you were speaking after the game at Spurs' Tottenham Stadium, one of the members of the press asked you why should she be scared of Sam Kerr? I think it was the question, and you told her not to be scared of Sam Kerr. Can I ask you to elaborate on that? What is she? How much of a threat is she to the side on Sunday?
It's not for me to comment about Chelsea or other teams and what they do and how they do things, but the reality is that Chelsea have a number of very, very good players, and obviously Sam Kerr is a component of that. We go into the game worrying about ourselves, so that's why I don't feel scared about who we play or the other teams that we play. We worry about what we need to do. We worry about the way we need to play. We worry about how we're going to, command and dictate the way the game's going to go. So I don't look at individual players. I don't look at individual scenarios. We just look at making sure that we play the way we want to play.
On injuries, I know you already answered a little bit on that, but how pleasing was it to see Dan Carter making some progress last week with some of the updates?
Fantastic. She's been amazing, and just having her around and having her as part of the group and just having her involved, that's been the hardest thing for her. We love having her around. She's a bit of a cheeky one. Around the group, so but we're just pleased to have her back, and hopefully we'll get her back playing.
And finally, from me, could I ask about the transfer window? Is there anything you can tell us on perhaps Caitlin Ford or anyone else who might be coming into the club?
Yeah, Caitlin Ford's been a player of interest for a while. She's a player that we are interested in, and there's a couple of other elements that we're looking at also, and. I don't want to speculate on things that aren't happening, that aren't solid and aren't happening. So, we are going to be bringing in some elements during the transfer window.
Joe, earlier in the season you spoke about getting used to playing, feeling uncomfortable. Is that something you feel the players have done throughout the season up until this point? Very much so.
We've been. I think in the last couple of games, even against Brighton last week, the maturity that this team's shown has been incredible. They've been able to dictate and manage the games, when they want to control. And again, when things do get a little bit uncomfortable, they're able to adjust and able to react and get the desired result and then control the game again. So the maturity shown this half of the season from this team has been phenomenal.
Obviously, with the Champions League coming back up, is that something you think would get a bit more intense in the next few weeks or months?
Yeah, I think the best medicine for any football team is to play lots of football. So we're happy to be playing a lot of football, and the players are so excited to be involved. At great game tonight, great game on Sunday, but also the Champions League coming up. So we're really, really excited about all the games coming up.
And obviously, it hasn't started since her injury in December. Are you thinking of starting her tonight, or would she be saved for Chelsea?
No, look, she's ready to go, and we've looked at how we can get the best out of her. We know we still need to be a little bit careful because it is a bit tender on the knock there. So it's just a matter of just making sure that the timing's right. We also haven't had a lot of training sessions. Obviously with the quick turnarounds and so on, so she probably needs a couple more sessions to get right. No worries.
Hi Joe, I just wanted to ask, 4 games in the WSL have been cancelled because of waterlogged pitches. How much of an issue is this, and how disruptive can it be?
Yeah, look, the only time I've experienced it was in year 1 when we had a couple of games snowed out, and they can be because then finding the fixture. The space to fixture that game again can be frustrating, and the timing's never right when they reschedule it. It's always a time when you've got players missing or there's suspensions or so on and so on. So it is frustrating. Where touch wood, luckily we haven't had any issues like that, and all credit to Boreham Wood because it's an amazing surface that doesn't get washed out.